Following recent flood predictions from the Nigeria Meteorological Agency, NIMET, Nigeria Hydrological Service Agency, many communities, especially the riverine, face the dual threat of rising waters and devastating fire outbreaks, which require proactive measures by the governments, communities, and stakeholders to mitigate their impacts. Our topic this afternoon is fire and flood, protecting Nigeria's riverine communities, and we have in the studio an expert with whom we shall be discussing on the issue. Welcome to Panorama from Sokoto. I am Asmau Habibu Shagari. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu joins millions of Nigerians in commemorating the 2025 International Day of Women and Girls of African Descent. In her message marking the day, which honors the strength, resilience, and courage of African women and girls everywhere, the First Lady notes that women and girls of African descent have continued to excel across the world despite facing historical and systemic barriers. She applauds them for taking care of their families, noting with pride all their achievements as they keep the African spirit alive. The First Lady's Every Home a Garden initiative, a key component of the Renewed Hope Agricultural Support Program, continues to empower women in the Federal Capital Territory through agriculture. The program aims to promote food sufficiency and sustainable livelihoods. Hawa Gimba reports on the impact of the initiative on FCT women and how it is enhancing nutrition and empowerment through home gardening.
Every Home a Garden initiative, a key component of First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu's Renewed Hope Agricultural Support Program, continues to impact lives at the grassroots. The program is sowing seeds of hope in the lives of women across the Federal Capital Territory, promoting self-sufficiency, improved nutrition, and economic growth through backyard farming and small-scale agriculture. In a ministerial engagement held in Abuja, the 2024 cohort of women beneficiaries were celebrated for embracing the initiative. The Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Aliu Sabi Abdullahi, reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to grassroots agricultural empowerment.
We are grateful to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, who has given us a marching order because he has declared a state of emergency. And so we are looking at every opportunity. And so in the wisdom of the First Lady, Her Excellency Oluremi Tinubu, she came up with her own Renewed Hope initiative to support the president.
Are at the forefront of human development as human projects for the Federal Capital Territory, giving the renewed hope mindset of Mr. President for women.
Participants receive inputs including seeds, tools, and technical guidance designed to sustain self-reliant homes and healthier communities.
Encouraging all women who wants to be participant of the 2025 Every Home a Garden to be determined.
God bless her. Make God bless her. Thank you.
The initiative reflects a national vision where women drive agricultural transformation and every home becomes a hub of productivity, dignity, and hope. Hawa Gimba, NTA News.
Forum TAF Africa, in collaboration with the European Union and the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, was in the National Assembly to advocate the amendment of the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act 2018. This is aimed at amplifying the voices of over 8 million deaf Nigerians whose access to legislative information depends on camera lens and editorial policy. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ogunjide completes the report.
According to a study in 2016, approximately 23.7% Nigerians have some form of hearing impairment, which translates to roughly 8.5 million people. The high-level advocacy engagement is therefore crucial in ensuring that the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act 2018 is amended, especially as it concerns sign language interpreters.
Persons with disabilities should have an accessible national assembly. From the gate, interpreters should be there to interpret for the deaf. People with disability, people with on wheelchairs should have parking spaces, and the elevators and ramps provided. There are some already. We're not saying that it's bad. The toilets too should be accessible for persons with disabilities.
Going forward, if the media team in the National Assembly can designate a camera that will focus on the sign language interpreters.
In furtherance, the delegation seeks a bill to be sponsored in recognition of sign language as an official language.
We want a situation where we have more inclusive activities at the education front, at the health care front, at the courts, everywhere within the country, so that deaf persons can confidently walk into any facility, any government office, any organization, and are able to receive adequate care, because our laws has enabled the entire society to be inclusive.
The Abbas Tajuddin-led 10th House of Representatives maintains its determination to investigate compliance by MDAs as regards inclusivity.
I will direct NAS TV and the ICT department to integrate a screen-in-screen feature for interpreters and formalize accessibility protocols in non-broadcast standards.
From the National Assembly, Joshua Ogujide, NTA News.
The peak of the rainy season approaches, often marked by increased boat mishaps. The federal government is stepping up sensitization efforts in riverine communities through the National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA. The Niger-Kwara Area Office of the authority led an awareness campaign in Zumba, Shiroro local government area of Niger State, emphasizing the importance of adhering to safety protocols. Musa Mikael has an update on the initiative.
Niger State, blessed with vast water bodies across its 3 geopolitical zones, has tragically lost more than 300 lives in boat mishap over the past 3 years. In response to these concerns, the National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, has intensified its sensitization campaigns, emphasizing the importance of wearing life jackets, adhering to passenger manifests, avoiding overloading, and refraining from nighttime travel, key factors contributing to these tragedies. The area manager of NIWA's Niger-Kwara office, Akapo Adeboye, led a team in a stakeholders meeting with water transportation operators in Shiroro local government area, outlining water transportation codes and penalties for non-compliance.
For this year, I want to say that God has really helped us that we have almost zero tolerance, boat mishap this year. Just only one we recorded, which is Bajibo Moody. And we really ensure that we do that never again there won't be any more boat mishap.
We comply. In fact, this rural area is a very large place, and it's something that you cannot able to be done at the moment, but start with a process. But by now, I think almost 75% has known the use and the importance of life jackets.
Before now, I only have 4 life jackets, but with these ones that NIWA has just distributed, I am going to put it to good use.
Additionally, NIWA unveiled its river marshal to enforce safety regulations and prevent future incidents.
Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NAC) says Enugu Electricity has no power to fix tariff of electricity generated and transmitted from the national grid. The clarification NAC says is necessary following recent announcement on the reduction of tariff for Band A customers in Enugu State, which creates confusion on who makes reactions in the sector or who would pay for the shortfall of the tariff. NAC insists states have no jurisdiction over the national grid and electric power stations established under federal laws operating under licenses issued by the Commission. Although the Electricity Act 2023 empowers states to regulate electricity in their domain, NAC clarifies that states' regulatory power does not supersede that of the National Assembly. The Commission says it is currently engaging Enugu Electricity Regulatory Commission on the tariff order as relates to any area of misinterpretation and misunderstanding on wholesale generation and transmission costs on their import of power from the national grid, as it assures of unwavering commitment that the electricity market will be made whole terms of cost recovery in compliance with the law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. A suspected vandal has been electrocuted while attempting to vandalize the transmission tower along the Nkalagu-Abakaliki line in Ebonyi. The body of the electrocuted vandal hanging on the tower has since been brought down. The Transmission Company of Nigeria warns against acts of vandalism, emphasizing the potentially fatal consequences of tampering with transmission infrastructure, which carries high voltages critical to national development and poses significant risks to health and safety. TCN urges the public to protect electricity infrastructure within their vicinity and report any suspicious activity around power installations to security agencies to any TCN office nationwide. And we'll take a short break. Panorama will resume shortly.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree, we sway in colors, we turn dark into light, we make solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Ethnicity is unique, we have more than just a nation. We are Nigeria, strengthened in unity, we know they carry life. Together live the dream of a land with great destiny. We are Nigeria.
I am the real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
Sultan of Sokoto and President General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, has declared Saturday, 26 July 2025, as the first day of Safar 1447 after Hijrah. In a statement issued by Wazir in Sokoto and Chairman Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs of the Sultanate Council, Sokoto, Professor Sambuwali Junaidu, stated that the national moon sighting committees across the country did not receive any confirmed reports of crescent sighting. It added that with the non-sighting of the new crescent moon on Thursday, 24th July 2025, which corresponds to the 29th of Muharram, 1447 after Hijrah, Friday, 25th July 2025, will be the 30th and final day of Muharram in accordance with Islamic tradition. Sokoto State Government is taking significant steps to strengthen democratic governance at the grassroots level and ensuring seamless arms coordination between different arms of government for effective service delivery to the citizens. The initiative underscores government's commitment to building institutional capacity and unity of purpose among key players in the administration of the 23 local government areas of the state. Sadia Umar Digi has more.
The 1999 Constitution, as amended, clearly defines the roles and functions of the three arms of government: the executive, legislative, and judiciary. However, these branches of government sometimes experience friction in the course of discharging their day-to-day functions. This training initiative is designed to inculcate in the minds of local government chairmen and their councils the importance of promoting mutual working relationship for the growth and development of their areas. Participants commended the foresight of the Ministry for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs and Local Government Service Commission, noting that such training would undoubtedly equip them with the fundamentals of effective service delivery to their people.
It helps to educate both the executive and the legislative council to understand where our powers lies, where we should collaborate with one another, so that we build the local government to a good stand.
Ensure that much is given to them that will help them in the execution and implementation of their responsibilities in various local government areas. And this is to include the issue of administration at the local government level, the financial management, the issue of record keeping and documentation, and also to inform them of what is expected of them in terms of working relationship.
Chairman, Local Government Service Commission, Sokoto State, represented by the Permanent Commissioner 1 at Dahiru Abubakar, stated that it is the core mandate of the Commission to enhance the knowledge and responsibilities entrusted to local government councils. The two-day engagement ends today. In Sokoto, Sadia Omardigi, NTA News.
Following the seasonal flood predictions by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, and other relevant institutions, concerned government agencies and stakeholders are taking proactive steps to mobilize and enlighten the prone communities to mitigate impact of flood and potential fire disasters across the country. The Federal Fire Service, Sokoto Zone J, in collaboration with the Red Cross Society of Nigeria, are leading the campaign in Undai, Wamako local government area of Sokoto State. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa reports.
Community along the Rima River and about 10 kilometers away from the state capital city, Sokoto. The sad memories of a boat mishap that resulted in the death of some residents in August last year is still fresh in the minds of people of the area and authorities. The more reason for embarking on this sensitization campaign to the area is to prevent reoccurrence by advising the communities, especially those living on waterways, to relocate to safer grounds and by equipping them with the right knowledge on disaster management.
We realize when disaster strikes, mostly the communities suffers, and let them know how to go about doing one or two things before the arrival of the professionals.
We decided to cooperate and partner with Federal Fire Service so as to bring the awareness campaign on flood response recovery.
Through demonstrations and engagement of the locals, officials of the Federal Fire Service and the Nigerian Red Cross Society educate the communities on the dangers associated with flooding and techniques to put out fire in the event of outbreaks, with a view to protect lives and property of the citizens. Experts advocate early reporting of any sign of impending disaster to relevant authorities for prompt response. The seasonal prediction indicates that many states in Nigeria will be experiencing flash flooding this year. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, NTA News.
And now to our discussion segment, which is on fire and flood protecting Nigeria's riverine communities. And I have with me in the studio Muhammad Ibn Umar, who is the Zonal Controller, Federal Fire Service, Zone J, Sokoto. Saya, welcome to Panorama this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So could you start by telling our viewers about the specific fire and flood risk that riverine communities, particularly in areas like Dundai, are likely to face?
Good afternoon, Nigerians. There's a report from NIMET that Sokoto, some areas, are part of the high-risk areas, are expecting to have a flood because of the heavy rainfall.
Okay.
People like places like Dundai, like Shagari area, and Tangaza, Sonraba, they're all part of the areas that are expected to experience flooding. Yes.
Okay, so the news report shows a collaboration between the Federal Fire Service and Red Cross Society. How crucial are this partnership in disaster management, and what unique roles does each organization play?
Thank you. You see, no organization can function in isolation. That's why you have to partner with stakeholders like Red Cross, UNICEF, SEMA, NEMA, and other NGOs. The important thing here is to garner support, to enlighten people of those affected areas. That's why we forged that collaboration, like issue of search and rescue. We come together, we share ideas, and then we train the populace there, the communities. And so this will foster what? Will foster collaboration, and then foster response time. It will be enhanced. That's the idea.
Okay. Yes. So now, how do you channel your communication to ensure that it is being understood? Do you involve volunteers from the communities?
Yes, as you can see from the report, we went there with our local dialect so that people should understand what we are saying. Second, we have demonstration where we involve the divers, like the volunteers in the community, so that you will understand the techniques in rescue. Yes.
Okay, so what are the biggest challenges you face in trying to, when responding to emergencies in this hard-to-reach riverine areas?
When there's emergency, more important than flood, the disruption of infrastructure, like roads. Apart from roads, we have issue of logistics. These are the main challenges. And then, like in this time where we have insecurity, so one has to be very, very careful. So these are some little challenges we are facing in response time. And then maybe sometimes from late calling, something will happen, they won't be able to call you in time. All this affects our response time.
Okay.
Yes.
So beyond sensitization, what is the operational readiness of the Federal Fire Service Zone G? Do you have specialized equipments like fireboats and all amphibious vehicles to tackle emergencies during a flood?
Well, for the Federal Fire Service, we have qualified trained personnel. They are there, and we have a fire truck that is multifunctional. Beyond that, you see, when it comes to emergency response, you have to align with other agencies. In a situation like this, we have inland waterways, they are there, they have their boat, NEMA are there, SEMA are there. We all come together, provide with necessary logistics and support to carry out our functions.
Okay.
Yes.
So what common unsafe practices have you observed in these communities that inadvertently increase the risk of fire or worsen the impact of floods?
Well, the issue we observe, you see, building on waterways.
Okay.
You see structures building here and there, blocking the flow of water. Secondly, you see unsafe electrical wiring. You can't just, if there is a flash flood, you can easily be electrocuted.
Okay.
Yes. Another issue is naked flames. You see people putting fires without proper safety measures. These are some of the things we observe there. And then drainage, you see blocks. Some of the drainage were blocked. Government use funds to provide these things, but at the end, they use it as a refuse dump, which is totally
So
wrong.
now, briefly, what is your message to people, especially those in the riverine areas?
Well, the first message is one: people should take safety as their priority.
Okay.
You can't just sit down without doing anything. Before those people, the professional will come, that you have time to do one or two things.
Okay,
That's
so I'm afraid time is not on our side, so we thank you so much for having time to be on Panorama this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
I have been talking with Muhammad Ibn Umar, who is the Zonal Controller, Zone J, Federal Fire Service here in Sokoto, and we were talking about fire and flood. So for stories from the sporting world, let's join Olumide Oguntola on Sports Update.
The D-Day is here as the Super Falcons of Nigeria takes on their counterpart from Morocco, host of this year's WAFCON, in the final hurdle to decide the actualization of Mission X or otherwise. The focus of coach Justin Madugu and his team is to win the title for the 10th time at the Mole Abdallah Stadium in Rabat, Morocco Saturday, and extend their unbeaten runs at the championship.
Mission X is possible. The coach should actually get his starting lineups right and also his tactics. And I see also winning the final come Saturday.
All indication, all indices favored the Super Falcons of Nigeria because of their experience and the way they play.
In another news, after weeks of training sessions at the Raymond Stars Sports Institute in Ogun State, Coach Eric Chertutot Chan Eagles are in Zanzibar for the final phase of preparations ahead of the 2025 African Nations Championship. The team is scheduled to play 2 friendly matches before the kickoff date of the tournament. Nigeria is in Group D alongside defending champions Senegal, Sudan, and Congo. In tennis, Venus Williams' first tournament in 16 months ended as a goal, with the former world #1 exiting 6-2, 6-2 in favor of Magdalene Fritsch in the second round of the Mobdela City DC Open. Williams shocked the tennis world when she announced her comeback at 45 years old, but the 5th-seeded Magdalena proved too consistent for the 7th-time Grand Slam champion on Stadium Court, advancing in 73 minutes. Williams' comeback is set to continue next month at the Cincinnati Open, where she has received a wild card. And in wrestling, lovers of the sport across the globe are still mourning the death of the wrestling legend, Hulk Hogan, that passed on at age 71. The WWE star was instrumental in turning professional wrestling into global spectacle. With Sports Update, Olumide Eguntola, NTA News.
This is where we wrap it up on Panorama today. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of the day.